somebody say, you can take off your wig, it's going back. Take off that headpiece, it's going back, back, back. I'm coming back, baby. I'm on my way. One thing about it, I feel it, even if you don't see it. Touch your hand and say, I feel it, even if you don't see it. What you saying, Dunlap? I'm getting another chance today. I know I messed up, but now I'm going to clean up what I messed up. I know I wasn't always right. I know I got on my seat, but I'm going to do right. I'm going to clean up. Hold it here. He says, build. Look at somebody and say, God is saying build. I got 8 minutes and it's 1 o'clock and I'm done. He says build. Build in the Hebrew is bara. Excuse me, bana. Somebody say bana. It means obtain children. Repair. Set up. Surely. Anytime you're going to obtain children, anytime you're going to give birth, you got to be careful of who you conceive a child with. There ain't nothing like a deadbeat daddy. Look at somebody say, be careful who you lay with. Oh, Pastor, what you saying here? Because everybody think they're laying with God in worship. You're not really laying with God, you're laying with a familiar spirit. It looks like God, it sounds like God, but you take one good sniff, you can tell that ain't God's fragrance. I was on TV and said that Sister Monica, they be throwing $100 bills. What after you? Y'all here? I know God's preparing me for where I'm going. That's why I pray for maturity, for God to prepare me for where I'm going. I need maturity that will even be conducive for where I'm going in ministry, because I know this is not it. Bana means to bear children, to bear fruit. But you got to be so very, very careful of what type of person you are. Because if you're a daughter, if you're Bana and you're bearing children, your child is going to reflect you. Your child is going to bear your image. It's just like Jezebel. Jezebel bore children, but God had to kill her children because she fornicated. God, can I make this plain? Some of you are reproducing. Yes, you're witnessing. Yes, you're recruiting people. Yes, you're ministering to people that are being saved and set free and delivered. But yet after they look like you and you yourself are wrong, you are bearing children that God himself is going to have to murder. Because every spirit that we lay with wasn't the spirit of God. That's why you got to be so careful who has your ear, because whoever has your ear has your destiny. Your ear is a gate. Your mouth is a gate. I see your eyes are a gate. You got to be so careful what you're looking at, what you're listening to, and what you're speaking. Don't you know your feet are a gate? You got to be so careful of where you go. I'm closing with this. I'm closing with this. Because many of us are bearing children, but they're not the children of God. And because they're not the children of God, after all of our preaching, our jumping, our shouting, God is still going to bring it to naught. Like you got a whole lot of churches you knew something about years ago, and today they're nowhere to be found. Oh, I remember them. They used to have good service over there. Oh, I remember that church. They used to be so anointed, but now they're nowhere to be found. Yes, they were reproducing, but they weren't laying with God. It wasn't God's seed. Closing with this. You got to be so very, very careful to consider your ways. Look at somebody say unfinished business. Matthew 9:37, he said unto the disciples, the harvest is truly plenteous, but the laborers are few. Luke 14:23 says, the Lord said unto his servant, go out into the highways and the hedges and compel them to come, that my house may be filled. Somebody says, time to build. Build. John 6 verse 27. And I want to minister just like this, because I'm leading us right into our business meeting. He says, labor not for meat which perisheth, but for the meat which endureth unto everlasting life. If you're going to build, you got to check your motive. There's no need to do a godly thing with a fleshly intent. A whole lot of people are operating in ministry, operating with gifts, titles, callings, and anointings, but they have an ungodly motive. A whole lot of folk are working in the church right now because they're in it for the glitz and the glamour, for the limelight. They're in it because they want to be seen. They sing because they want to be seen. They dance because they want to be seen. You can tell because they won't dance in the back of the church. They got to come in the front where everybody can see their flesh on parade. Notice it like this. When you have a whole lot of people that don't want to come to Summerville on Sunday mornings but will beat me there on Tuesday nights in Charlotte because the crowd is larger there, you know when they have a fleshly intent. They're only in ministry because they want to be. Oh, I don't mind carrying the briefcase in Charlotte, but Pastor, I can't go Sunday morning. I don't mind leading praise and worship on Tuesday, but you know, Pastor, it's just so hard in Summerville. When you're on fire, honey, your fire goes with you everywhere you go. He makes his flame, he makes his ministers flames of fire. And when you are on fire, your fire is contagious. It will burn up anything and everything and everybody comes in contact with it. And even the people that don't come near the fire, they will at least see the smoke. Closing with this. Look at somebody and say, consider your ways. Haggai told him, he says, go up to the mountains and bring wood. The altar is not enough. The foundation has been laid. But look at somebody and say, it's not enough. Ecclesiastes 9 verse 10 through 12 says, whatsoever your hand findeth to do, do it with all your might. For there's no work, no device, no knowledge, no wisdom in the grave whither thou goest. Whatever you do, do it with all your power and all your might. I want to close with this, and I don't want to get you on a high and get you jumping and shouting. I want you to hear me as I soberly speak this word. If it's cleaning the house of God, if it's unlocking the church doors, if it's cutting the church grass, if it's the ministry of helps, ministry of encouragement, if it's ushering, if it's nursing, if it's singing, if it's intercession. Somebody say intercession. Sunday school, praise and worship, greeters, youth ministry, men's ministry, women's ministry, outreach ministry. Do it with all your might, all your power. It's time to build, because while we're in the house of God and we've lost our way, while we're going in the wrong direction, there are souls that are required to our hands. There's somebody's child that's strung out on drugs. You can play softly and bring me in. There's somebody's child that's on drugs. There's somebody's mother that's selling her body. There's some father selling his daughter. There's some man walking around wearing a dress and high heels feeling like he's a woman. There's some woman that shaved her head and feel like she's now a man. You better hear me here. People that are addicted to what I call spiritual perversion. Addicted to drugs, alcoholism. There are people walking up and down the streets dealing with mental insanity. People in the house of God living in ungodly relationships. But yet the shout goes on. Convention after convention, seminar after seminar, workshop after workshop, prayer line after prayer, prophecy. I know you sick of prophecy. Many of them as you got and you hadn't seen half of it manifested in your life. But can I tell you this? If you're wondering why half of the prophecies haven't been manifested, check yourself. All right. Sometimes there's nothing wrong with the messenger. Sometimes there's something wrong with the recipient. If you got all these prophecies, been in everybody's prayer line you can name, you've gotten anointed with red, green, yellow, orange oil, black oil, sweet oil, sour oil, no oil, water, slapped upside the head, rubbed up and down, covered with a sheet, rolled on the floor, foamed at the mouth, purged. After all of that, we've got the components to produce, but yet are barren. Point around this room and say the church lies waste. So consider your ways. You dwell in your sealed homes, but my house lies waste. Can I tell you this? If you think you just got saved for you, you're sadly mistaken. Can I say this again? Even like Samson, when you feel your hair growing back, when you feel like God is giving you another chance, it's not just for you. Don't take that for granted.